My personal rules for a pantry challenge were to only buy fresh fruits, vegetables, and some sorts of dairy because we don't produce those things on our homestead, especially living in zone 4B. Plus, I wanted to utilize all of our freezers that we have filled with venison, local pork, local beef, and all of the fish that we fish for all year round, plus our store-bought backstock of things that we don't preserve ourselves. Remember, the goal was to get rid of all of these canned goods to replace them with a higher quality canned good from Azure Standard, plus all of the things that we work hard to can and preserve all year long, and all the things that hopefully moving forward we can produce just more of, better of. And this all just gives us a better idea on what we need to grow after this long Wisconsin winter is done, heading into a new garden season. Pretty much the only thing we have fresh coming off the homestead right now is eggs. So that is what we are working with heading into these meals for Pantry Challenge week 1. So let's go ahead and hop into all the meals that we cooked this week for Pantry Challenge. The first thing I made was this lasagna. It is so absolutely delicious, and you're thinking, I know, Cassandra, aren't you and your husband doing carnivore? This is actually a carnivore-inspired lasagna. It's absolutely fantastic. Rules for this is actually really easy. All we're going to do here is basically make little omelets. So I am whipping up about a cup or a cup and a half of raw egg, and then we are going to put in a little packet of a flavorless gelatin. This is going to help give us the texture more of a noodle. Absolutely easy, super fantastic. I know it sounds weird, but it really does not end up tasting like you're eating like an omelet with all of the things put on top of it. It really doesn't, and it really does mimic the texture of a regular thing of pasta. It is so delicious. We use these for all sorts of things. This little like egg fake noodle when we're on carnivore, and we've been absolutely loving it. It definitely gives you the illusion of like you're eating a real lasagna or real spaghetti or whatever it is, just like a real pasta. It's so delicious. After we get this whipped up, all we're going to do is put that into a frying pan that is greased and flip it like you would an omelet, and it comes out in just like this little egg sheet. You'll see here in a second. But as I'm doing that, I'm mixing up our ground beef with all of your preferred seasonings and a jar of our home canned spaghetti sauce. Here you can see this is how we're doing the egg, just like an omelet. Don't overcomplicate it if you're looking to do this. So simple, so easy. Cook it for a couple minutes, you know, give her a good old flip. And then for this, because we're doing a lasagna, I leave these whole and use them as like a sheet of pasta. But if I wanted like a spaghetti style noodle, I would just slice them into strips, and it works really well too. I'm going to layer this just like I would a lasagna. We're doing a little bit of ricotta, a little bit of cottage cheese, a little bit of shredded cheddar because that's what I had, and we're just going to layer this as we would a normal lasagna. Then we're going to go ahead and bake it in the oven just until that cheese is nice and melted, and it is so good. The kids are eating this kind of like ragu sauce over a traditional pasta that you guys saw me get in bulk from Aldi this month, and that's how we had dinner this night. And this dinner actually made enough for 2 days, so we had this night plus the next night, and I love leftover dinners. They're one of my favorite things. We're just going to keep layering this, and it's really simple, really easy to put together. One of our favorite carnivore-inspired, because there is tomato sauce in here, but carnivore-friendly kind of dinners that we've made over the last couple of months. Night 2 or 3 rather, I, as you see, completely forgot to pull out meat. It was a really busy day. We were out running errands all day, and I just forgot to pull out meat before we left. We didn't want to do takeout this night because we are doing Pantry Challenge and no spend January. So I came home and grabbed some pork chops, completely frozen from, you know, the freezer. That's where frozen things live. I whipped up a can of our cream of mushroom soup that I'm looking to get rid of, a little bit of sour cream, a splash of milk, and some, what is this, onion soup mix. Of course, preferably I would have loved for these not to be frozen, but they were. So they took about an hour in the oven. We just sliced these, eat them with some home canned sauerkraut, and that was dinner this night. It was fantastic, really simple, really easy, and everybody kind of really enjoys this dinner, and we haven't had it in a while. The next day we did sourdough pizza and some ricotta meatballs. I actually have a full video on this. It's like a 40-minute video if you want to go watch this. We did a bunch of sourdough baking this day. We made some tortillas, prepped those for the freezer, and made this sourdough pizza crust. So if you're looking for any of that, I will have that video linked down below. And it was really fun, really easy. We ended up the kids loved this pizza. I did take a bite of it because I wanted to kind of see how the pizza crust turned out. And it was very good. It was very light, very fluffy, but also not super thick, which is something that I don't really love about my regular pizza crust recipe that I have. It can be a little thick sometimes. So this was very fun. Of course, we topped this once again with our home canned pizza sauce. The kids prefer like ham chunks or Canadian bacon pizza, so I had that. That's what we did. Topped it with some shredded mozzarella and threw her in the oven, and that's what the kids had. And then myself and my husband had those ricotta meatballs, which ended up being fantastic, and I think might be one of our absolute favorite meals that I've ever made. Like, they were so delicious. My husband even said, like, I've never been so excited to eat lunch the next day at work because I get to eat these ricotta meatballs. They're so good. So that video will be linked down below if you're looking for that. The next day, I wanted to utilize my crock pot. We threw in this chuck roast, seasoned it with our go-to spices, which nowadays is really just like salt, pepper. I put a little bit of beef base in there, and I threw in a couple handfuls of carrots for the kids, plus a whole yellow onion and a whole stick of butter. I just put this on low in the crock pot for like 8 or 9 hours, and we shredded it, had it with some of these homemade sourdough dumplings my husband was really excited to try. On our carnivore journey, my husband has been learning that sourdough works really well for him. Something about the fermentation really works for him. He's eating them very sparingly, but it's nice to know that when he wants like a sense of maybe like a treat, he can have those things. So I've been experimenting with different sourdough recipes over the last couple of weeks, and these dumplings turned out really, really well. I made a double batch, and I think that was a little bit of a mistake to put a double batch in this. It didn't really look like a lot, so I made a second batch to put it in, but really I think we could have gotten away with like maybe 1.5 of them and put the other half in the freezer. So moving forward, I will do that. But they were absolutely fantastic, very pillowy, very delicious. I will have this recipe linked down below for you if you're interested. Absolutely fantastic. We loved these, and my 2-year-old absolutely loved cutting these. I had her help me with the second batch, and she absolutely loved them. So it was a fun activity too to get the kids involved if you're looking to do that. After I sliced these, you just pop these in boiling water until you think they're cooked, and then I took them out of the water and threw them right into the crock pot so that the dumplings could kind of like finish, not cooking, but like soaking up all of that beef fat and gravy and beef juice that ended up getting into the bottom of the crock pot, and these were fantastic. The next day, my mother-in-law and father-in-law were actually in our area. We don't live super local to them. We live about 35 minutes north of them, but they were in town, and they stopped at like one of our only local small town restaurants, which is this pizzeria, and tried this Chicago style deep dish pizza, which is very unlike them, but they didn't like it. So they thought, you know what? Cassandra lives down the road. We can drop this off at her house for all of her little children. And that's what the kids had. And then Joe and I ended up just eating the rest of that roast and a little bit of the dumplings. And that was what week 1 of Pantry Challenge ended up looking like. Let me know down below some of your favorite meals that you guys had for week 1 of Pantry Challenge if you guys are doing that as well. And I will catch you guys in another video. Bye.